My dear, at long last, after 38 years, we finally share the same public face. I don't want to hide you anymore. You are the void that is powerful enough to hold everything, and I am the voice that willingly and joyfully speaks your strength. You have revealed the brilliance of my own light, and I will show the world the power of what can be learned in and from darkness. For shadows never really hide, rather, they house. And it's time the shoots that surfaced beneath the shadow's shelter take their resplendent roots home to the community garden. That is a poem called For My Shadow, written by me a couple weeks ago, thanks to a brilliant prompt from my friend and fellow author, Varla Ventura. And today, I would like to invite you to befriend your shadow. And today, Tuesday, July 14th, is the perfect day to do it because it's a new moon. I don't know if you've ever noticed this about new moons, but they're actually mostly shadow. There's like a little sliver of light, yet they're called new, right? When we think of something new, typically we picture something bright and shiny and beaming, but the new moon is a sliver, just a sliver of light. It's made up mostly of shadow. Today, I want to invite you to spend some time with your shadow, to thank your shadow. Because something I've observed, at least from the adults kind of in my community, is they're angry at their shadows. They see their shadow as this nagging thing that they're annoyed of or that they want to conquer in some way. But as you heard from my poem, I have gotten to a place where my shadow is my friend, where I see her like a mirror. And I've learned the power of what shadows can hold. My favorite line of that poem is shadows don't hide, they house, they hold things. They're a void, but they're a powerful void that has secrets in it, that has power in it, that has understanding in it. And on the evening of this new moon, I invite you to take a look at the strength that your own shadow has. Now, thanks to what I've learned from the astrologer Chani Nicholas, I know that this new moon is specifically in the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is the nurturer, right? Cancer wants to hold on to things and to nurture them to fruition, and that is perfectly fitting for our shadows because that's what they do. They're not our enemy. They nurture things to fruition. So I invite you to take a look at what have you been nurturing in secret? And I'm not talking about your creepy ass monsters that you want to unleash on the world for personal power and gain and destruction. Nothing like that. I'm talking about your secret power. I'm talking about your secret strength, that ability you have, that insight you have, that thing that you survived and now have wisdom about. What have you been nurturing in the shadows, in the privacy of your home, of your mind, in your art that's ready to be seen? Because I know that some of you out there have been nurturing some very powerful things that the world needs right now. Shadow work is all about tending to our wounds. It's about taking a look at what has festered, in your mind, in your body, in your heart. It's taking a look at that and learning from it. It's seeing the strength of what your body and mind can hold and how you can take the power back from the thing that created the wound or the void and the emptiness, and how you can transmute it into compassion, strength, peace, and creation once you allow it to sit in your hands. I wrote 2 books about this, and they're super fun. The first one is called Monsters. In that book, and it's actually a novella, so you can read it in one night. It's actually a fantastic way to explore this idea of shadow work because it's literally me holding hands with my shadow. meaning my instincts, my bodily reactions to things like narcissism, to things like abuse, to things like undue anger, to all of the monsters I had known throughout my life in their form of mental illness in human beings, as well as my own mental illness. And what happened when instead of fighting my body, instead of fighting my instincts, instead of fighting what I learned in the shadows, I learned how to transform it into incredible power. So this story of monsters is not told like an autobiography. It's not me literally listing what happened. It's this magical trip where there's a victim of abuse, of narcissism, of all of the toxic things that culture taught her she should be, of the people who tried to destroy her light. Well, she's sitting in a dark room, literally journaling with her shadows, journaling with the monster who I named Pound, who was this epitome of everything that's abusive, journaling about the pain that she became codependent on in order to get through the harshness of the world, and learning how to transmute these human experiences into powerful protective healing. Read Monsters. I'm going to link it. It's not even that expensive, and you can jump down this rabbit hole in one night and learn a lot. There's a sequel to it, She Death's Reflection. That one is all about facing a very powerful, visceral enemy, narcissistic enemy, and how when we confront the destructiveness of our abusers, of the narcissists in our lives, we also can learn how to confront the toxic cultural narcissism that has taken over the United States. This definition of freedom, meaning I can do whatever I want if I own it, if I take it, rather than true freedom, which is accepting all that we are in our divine compassionate power and extending that compassion to others. True freedom is accepting your divinity, is taking hold of your shadows, knowing them as a friend, not doing whatever you want regardless of the harm that it causes. So a great first step to better understanding this shadow work is reading my books, Monsters and She Death's Reflection. I'm going to link them both. But even more than that, on this evening of the new moon, again, I want to invite you to take a look at your shadows. Don't see them as an empty void. See them as a house. What have they been holding for you? Take a look at your strength. Take a look at your mind. Take a look. And when I say shadows, I mean you. I mean the places in your mind, body, and spirit that no one sees. Because your mind, body, and spirit, even if it doesn't feel like it, are always working to help you. Sometimes it's misguided, but that's where you can insert your own wisdom and work with your body. You can use the power of your mind to say, okay, this is not dangerous. This is a feeling of fear, but it's because of the unknown. Or maybe it is something you should be afraid of. Maybe there is something dangerous going on and your body's trying to bring your attention to it. But tending to our shadows is also tending to new beginnings. It's recognizing the power of all that we've held in darkness and how that is the seed for the sliver of light that's coming. Our shadow is not meant to be our enemy. It's meant to be our best friend. It's meant to be the strength, the house that can grow things. You know, some of the best gardens had seeds that began inside, right? Like people have their little seeds that they put in these little beds inside and they shelter them from the harsh elements while they're still small and tender. But then when they're ready to get in the garden, to come out, they work together, they grow tall, they provide nourishment. This new moon is about nourishment. I invite you to befriend your shadow. I invite you to befriend the things, the secret power that you've grown in darkness. And again, I mean that divine, compassionate, resilient power, not the creepy stuff, okay? So bring that out into the light. Shadow work is acknowledging the strength of the things that you've held in the darkness. And read my books. I promise it will open your mind to the ways that you can transmute, transform the harm that's been done to you by abusers, by narcissists, by the toxic culture that just wants to extract from you. It will teach you how to transform that into compassionate magic for yourself and for others so we can finally build something new and better where everybody can actually feel safe. This new moon is the beginning of safety, and that safety starts with you transmuting your shadows into the light that the world needs, for acknowledging the strength that your shadows have and their power to shape the light. Thank you for joining me today. There's always more at my website, including the books that I'm going to link. But in the meantime, thanks for coming.